Sure, the night that Paddy Murphy died was a night I'll never forget. All the boys got roaring drunk and some not sober yet. As long as the bottle passed around, everyone was feeling gay. Till Derry came with the bagpipes, some music for to play. Mrs. Murphy sat in the corner pouring out her grief, while Kelly and his pals, a dirty rotten thief, they stacked into an ante-room and a bottle of whiskey stole. They placed a bottle on the corpse to keep the liquor cold. Oh, that's how they showed their respect for Paddy Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. They said it was a sin and a shame, and they winked at one another. Everything in the wake house went the night Pat Murphy died. At 3 o'clock in the morning, some dirty blue-eyed scamp wrote upon the coffin lid, "Here lies a tramp." They turned the clock so Mrs. Murphy could not tell the time. Sure, at 3:15, they told her it was 9. Then the whole damn crew got married. They didn't care a thread. Mrs. Murphy wished that all of them were dead. Of all the sights that made me fear with fear, I took the ice right off the corpse and placed it on the beer. That's how they showed their respect for Paddy Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. They said it was a sin and a shame, and they winked at one another. Everything in the wake house went the night Pat Murphy died. Well, everything was going fine, there was no row at all, till Flanagan told Flanagan he had an awful gall. I thought this might start a row, and sure enough it did, for Callahan had carved his name upon the coffin lid. Oh, when the fight was fierce and rough and everybody in, someone knocked the whiskers off of poor old Ari Flynn. Oh, dirty Andy Burke was there, and what do you think he'd done? Stood the corpse right on his head in the corner just for fun. That's how they showed their respect for Paddy Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. They said it was a sin and a shame, and they winked at one another. Everything in the wake house went the night Pat Murphy died. Well, someone hollered for the cops. They burst right through the door. They jumped upon poor Paddy's corpse and they beat it to the floor. They knocked him twice behind the ear and once upon the head. Sure, when they jumped upon his back, they found that he was dead. Mrs. Murphy started into battle with the cops. She licked them all, and one poor dick she chased for several blocks. Oh, a lovely time was had by all 18 of us were tried for having caused a riot on the night Pat Murphy died. Well, that's how they showed their respect for Paddy Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. They said it was a sin and a shame, and they winked at one another. Everything in the wake house went the night Pat Murphy died. Now 8 o'clock in the morning, the funeral left the house. Everyone but poor old Mrs. Murphy was half soused. They stopped on the way to the graveyard at the old Red Door Saloon. They went inside at 9 o'clock and didn't come out till noon. Someone asked old Mulligan, had anybody died? Well, says he, I'm not quite sure, I just came for the ride. They started off for the graveyard, all in a very straight line. But when they got to the grave, they found they left the corpse behind. Oh, that's how they showed their respect for Paddy Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. Said it was a sin and a shame, they winked at one another. Everything in the wake house went the night Pat Murphy died.